Pay attention.
Yeah, man.
Again, good afternoon. Today is still Thursday, September 18th, 2025.
Shout out to my guy Big Ward, man.
I'm back with another episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. And if you didn't, I'm gonna tell you what I want you to notice. Go back to the beginning of this video. Something that is called the calm before the storm. The calm, C-A-L-M, before the storm. Have you ever heard of that before? And before every major storm, like I've been Hurricane City.
Hey, man, go follow Big Ward, man. Big Ward the genius, man. He be giving out hella game.
Been dealt with a lot of hurricanes in my lifetime, major ones. Katrina was the worst that I dealt with. And Hurricane Frederick in 1979 hit Mobile, hit Mobile. And what I noticed before the storm actually hits and come through and just tear up something, there's an amazing calm. It's like everything slows down. Nothing is moving. Nothing is happening. It's just like peace. And Erie is peaceful, but it's a scary type peaceful. It ain't the kind of peace that you want. Like, you know, I say my goal in life is to have peace of mind. This is the type of peace you want. It's peaceful, but it's a typical peace. It's a peace before known destruction. A peace before something that you know that has been forecast is coming to tear up something. There's a calm before that happens. I don't know what it is or why. And what it was I was trying to get y'all to notice was something I haven't seen in a while. Maybe y'all have in your area. And let me know in the comments, are you noticing this? But the area I'm in right now, I'm like in the country, rural area. Wildlife and what have you. I see coons, possums, squirrels, but more than ever, birds in this area. On a daily basis, year round, birds everywhere. And especially this time of day, because it's really, I say afternoon, but it's really evening. It's about 4:45 Central Time. And this time of evening, they everywhere. This time of year, it ain't winter, it ain't nothing. This is September. They everywhere. These birds here don't have to fly somewhere for the winter because we don't really have a winter. The birds actually come here. You know how to say birds fly south for the winter. This is where they come. So this time of year will be birds everywhere. I don't see no birds. And what made me think of that, I was riding, and the thought came to my mind, say, hey man, where the birds at? I don't know where that come from. I don't be paying attention to no damn birds. I got a lot of stuff on my mind, a lot of stuff to do. These bills, the economy, life, what have you, the channel, my job. I don't be sitting around thinking about no bird. Hey, I'm not a bird watcher. But for no reason, I didn't know where the thought came to my mind, where are the birds? Why? I don't know. But I'm going to get into this message. And the absence of the birds is part of it. But before I do that, Again, I want to thank y'all. And I told y'all I'm going to start doing something different. Instead of just acknowledging y'all in the comment section with a heart or responding to your comment, I want to give some of my regulars and some of my day ones and other people, if you ain't a day one, but you on here regularly commenting and shouting me out and hyping me up and encouraging me to keep going, I want to shout y'all out.
Yeah, hey.
Instead of just acknowledging y'all in the comment section with a heart or responding to your comment, I want to give some of my regulars and some of my day ones and other people, if you ain't a day one, but you on here regularly commenting and shouting me out and hyping me up and encouraging me to keep going, I want to shout y'all out. Number one is Linda Lewis. Then I want to shout out Jay. I ain't going to say I'm just going to go down because it'll be all day long. For my son's mom, my ex-wife. I'm not on child support legally. We got our own arrangement, and she gave me a chance to show that I wasn't no deadbeat father. I asked her, I said, I don't want to do that child support thing. I told y'all there was a time where I wanted to buy my son some shoes for $50, and I couldn't do it. Worked every day. But the
Truth in TV and movies, lies in the media. That's Florida tap water. Now let's hear what Larry David has to say.
Really good.
What is this, tap?
Yes, it is.
No filter?
No filter, tap water.
Huh. Interesting. Surprised you don't have a filter.
You have no filter.
That's
It's not obvious.
That's true. It's a good thing for me, but it's a bad thing for water.
LD, goldfish would commit suicide in this water.
Yeah.
Tap, spring. Now, of course, the water doesn't pour out like that. But if you buy a water electrolyzer, it separates the metal compounds from the water compounds. So you can see it because it sends an electrical charge and they can't hold on to each other. Now, I did this before with some other waters, but I've had some requests for some others. So I did a few more. First, so you can just watch this, I did Florida tap versus Florida spring water. Florida tap. Florida spring. I did some spring waters, Mountain Valley, Zephyr Hills, and some sparkling waters, Pellegrino and Topo Chico. And the results might just surprise you. Next we have spring water. Zephyr Hills of Florida. Mountain Valley.
Piss. Water, piss. The water we're drinking is piss. Crazy, bro. Oh my.
You want to be drinking that? See that black stuff? That's aluminum. That's mercury. Black stuff's really no bueno. There's the people saying, yeah, it's the minerals. It's not the minerals. Minerals don't appear black. It's the alloys of the metals. The mercury's the aluminum. I'll show you.
Stop drinking water. Stop drinking water. Stop drinking all water. Stop. It's garbage. It's bullshit. There are other ways to
So
hydrate.
Topo Chico, pretty darn
It's
good.
time.
Pellegrino, there's definitely some fluoride in there. Yellow is an indicator of fluoride. So if it wants to work in the water,
San
double check who
Pellegrino.
it is. Now first, let me just show you something. Because I had people in the comments saying, yeah, all the metals are coming up. Those are the minerals. Because I tested distilled water and nothing came up last time. No, people. Regular, normal, healthy minerals. Minerals that are good for your body. I even have the key here. Those don't turn black or yellow or red. Metals do. Harmful, toxic metals like mercury, lead, aluminum, and fluoride, it turns yellow. If I were you, I'd buy one of these. It's like $9 on Amazon. Even though I hate Amazon, it's the easiest. You'll have it tomorrow. That's Florida tap water, people. Yeah, and I used to live in Illinois, and it's not what's coming out. So Lake Michigan could be clean, but it's not what's coming out of the water. It's what they're putting into it. They're dumping metal waste into it to keep you sick, and your pineal gland calcified, and you numb and dumb, and very impressionable and obedient. But of course, all this for entertainment purposes. I'm sure our water coming straight to our homes looks like that just on accident. And they add the fluoride just for our pearly whites. Entertainment only.
Distilled water will not rob you of your nutrients, but if you're not eating a clean, healthy, nutrient-rich diet, purified water might be best for you. So, it's all bullshit. Distilled water tastes like plastic that it came in. So, that's bullshit as well, right? I'm not gonna tell you what to do. There are other alternatives to hydrate yourselves. And unfortunately,
Hi, Mark Barden at Sandy Hook.
you know, we can't drink the water that is in our grocery stores. So this man just told you what's in the water. Shout out to
Truth in TV and movies, lies in the
I need to follow this guy.
media. That's Florida tap water. Now let's hear what Larry David has to say.
Really good.
What is this, tap?
Stop drinking that water, man.
Yes, it is.
They're making
No
it
filter.
more expensive.
No filter, tap water.
Huh, interesting. Surprised you don't have a filter.
You have no filter.
That's,
It's not obvious.
that's true. It's a good thing for me, but it's a bad thing for water.
LD, goldfish would commit suicide in this water.
Yeah.
Tap, spring. Now, of course, the water doesn't pour out like that. But if you buy a water electrolyzer, it separates the metal compounds from the water compounds. So you can see it because it sends an electrical charge and they can't hold on to each other. Now, I did this before with some other waters, but I've had some requests for some others. So I did a few more. First, so you can just watch this, I did Florida tap versus Florida spring water. Florida tap. Florida spring. I did some spring waters, Mountain Valley, Zephyr Hills, and some sparkling waters, Pellegrino and Topo Chico. And the results might just surprise you. Next we have spring water. Zephyr Hills of Florida. Mountain Valley.
Sad. Check this out.
Fuel, it's more than that.
Some of you aren't going to be ready for this one, especially you tens of thousands new followers. But if you give me a minute, I might just blow your mind. You see, one thing
We about to lock in today, bro.
How deep down the rabbit hole have you gone? Is it finding out that we don't live here? Well, most people, including myself, when I first came across the fact that we don't live on a spinning ball, thought that was the bottom of the rabbit hole. But there's something else even deeper that makes everything, and I mean everything, make perfect sense. You see, once you start paying attention, even a little bit, it's very clear to see that Satan's running this realm right now. I mean, all you gotta do is look at the 666 in all the logos. I mean, they're hidden everywhere, and if it's not that, there's a little serpent tongue or a snake tongue or something satanic. I mean, look at Disney, look at even Jamba Juice, for crying out loud. Google Chrome and CERN, it's everywhere. Look at the music industry and all their shout at the devil and dressing like the devil and the one eye and literally star of Satan. Look at NASA and all their 666 and all the heliocentric model, literally from the...
Businesses everywhere are turning to Gusto for payroll, benefits.
How deep down the rabbit hole have you gone? Is it finding out that we don't live here? Well, most people, including myself, when I first came across the fact that we don't live on a spinning ball, thought that was a serpent tongue or a snake tongue or something satanic. I mean, look at Disney, look at even Jamba Juice, for crying out loud. Google Chrome and CERN, it's everywhere. Look at the music industry and all their shout at the devil and dressing like the devil and the one eye and literally star of Satan. Look at NASA and all their 666 and all the heliocentric model, literally from the literal sun supposedly traveling at 66,600 miles per hour. And now they changed that because so many people were figuring it out to, it just says 67,000 miles if you look it up, to the curve rate being 0.666 feet per mile squared, to even the Earth's tilt is 66.6 degrees. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist, which apparently isn't as smart as we all thought, to figure out something fishy's going on. Even NASA in Gematria comes out to 666. And there's literally a 300-foot statue of Lucifer in New York City. And if you've never seen this, trust me, that's Lucifer. just go compare it to this actual statue of Lucifer, and the similarities are undeniable, from a 7-point crown to a torch to even a chain on the Statue of Liberty's foot that's broken, by the way, and we're going to get to that in a second, to an apple. Trust me, the Statue of Liberty is Lucifer. Which brings me to the bottom of the rabbit hole where Lucifer crawled out of his bottomless pit, which is explained in the Bible. And a lot of people don't know that because they're sitting around waiting for Jesus to come back. But maybe, just maybe, he's already come back and we're living in a time past his millennial reign. And Satan has been loosed to deceive the nations for a while. Well, what am I talking about? Literally, Revelation of the Bible 20, verse 7 talks about when the 1,000 years has expired, Satan will be loosed to deceive the nations for a little while. Maybe, just maybe, if everything else is a lie, then maybe our timeline is a lie. And maybe Jesus has already come back. And maybe that temple was destroyed in 70 AD. And maybe the fact that they're building a third one is just a bunch of malarkey so they can get the people who are waiting for Jesus to come back to think that he's still waiting to come back. Jesus said it himself, described many times in the Gospels when he said, I tell you, some of you standing here today will not taste death before you see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. So are we to believe that Jesus said that and then made people wait 2,000 years for his return? Are we to see architecture that just doesn't make sense for the time frame and the history that they tell us about, from horses and wagons and chisels to being able to create these magnificent structures all throughout the United States, and not just the United States, but the entire world, all matching up, seeming like there was some sort of hidden...
My daughter is being treated for leukemia.
How deep down the rabbit was for his return? Untechnical ancestors just literally just chiseled, and then when you look at the time frames and see it was like done in a year or two, it doesn't make sense. They're clearly hiding something. And when you're Satan and you're let loose to deceive the nations for a little while, and you know there's no possible way to cover up the fact that Jesus existed, it's just too impossible, what do? You change the timeline. You make people think that he hasn't been here yet. And people who disagree and won't forget Jesus, you put them literally in insane asylums. And then what do you have? You have orphan trains. And if you haven't gone down, what do you have? You put them literally in. People think that he hasn't been here yet. And people who disagree and won't forget Jesus, you put them literally in insane asylums. And then what do you have? You have orphan trains. And if you haven't gone down that rabbit hole of the orphan trains and the asylums, I encourage you to do that, because if you're not understanding what I'm saying, it'll make more sense. But the bottom line is the amount of people put into insane asylums in the 1800s strangely matches up to the amount of kids that were on orphan trains because their parents were locked up for continuing to believe in Jesus and refuse to deny him. Oh, and remember this picture of the pit that I talked about and Satan coming out of? Well, if he was released, it makes sense that his other cronies and fallen angels that he convinced to leave and abandon heaven and come down here would be released with him, right? And it's funny, the book of Enoch talks about 200 of those angels betraying God, and it just happens there are 200 confirmed impact craters on the earth. Maybe they're not impact craters, but exactly what I showed in that last slide. Maybe they're signs of the angels being released from the bottomless pit, because impact craters, I don't know about you, but they wouldn't come straight down. That looks more of remnants of geysers or something coming out from inside the earth, and this one just happens to be called the gates to hell, and yes, it's lit on fire 100% of the time. Oh, and speaking of craters, you know what happens when you go to 666 United Nations Plaza? You see what looks an awful lot like a crater on display. Maybe that's the one that Satan himself crawled out of. And some of you might be sitting here saying, there's no way they could hide that from us. We would know. We would know for sure. Well, because I only have 10 minutes and I'm running short on time, I encourage you to go do some extra research. This is a great website, and it shows a whole lot of melted buildings. I wonder how that melting could have happened. This is from the supernaturalbiblechanges.com. And there's a whole lot of other spots, but I'm limited on time. And what I want to do is show you what's coming and what's the point of all of this, in my opinion, of course. You see, I don't know if you've noticed, but I sure have, a very large, and I mean very large scale, alien UFO giant mothership agenda that they've been putting forth, not just recently, but for decades. And you see, getting back to this Revelation verse, it talks about how Satan, he's going to gather his armies to battle and go against the camp of the saints. So he's literally going to gather armies of the world to go against the camp of the saints. And you know what I just couldn't help but notice? Sometimes looks like it could be a mothership. New Jerusalem, potentially where Jesus and the camp of the saints is hiding out. A giant floating city. A giant floating city that just maybe, with enough push and enough propaganda and enough brainwashing, people could mistake for a giant alien mothership. Oh, and you think I'm kidding? No. This is Fox News. Pentagon officials suggest alien mothership could be in our solar system. Oh, really? Pentagon UF chief says alien mothership is in our solar system. You see, what's coming, in my opinion, in the push that has been going on since Roswell and probably even before that, is they are brainwashing the masses to believe in aliens from other galaxies and other planets and other solar systems, been programming our brains with movies like Armageddon and Attack of the Clones, Attack of this, Attack of that, aliens, 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 motherships, Will Smith blowing stuff up, aliens, aliens, aliens. And what's maybe coming? Maybe the good guys are coming in the air in the new city of Jerusalem. And maybe they're going to have us so convinced that we, not me, and not a whole lot of us other awakened ones, but the masses are going to look at the good guys, and then they're going to throw Project Bluebeam with all their fake aliens and all their fake nonsense and lasers and probably really blow some crap up. And they're going to say, we need to target the mothership and literally convince the people of the world to fight against Jesus. That's how I see it. And maybe we're here right now as a last test to see if we can avoid and fight against the evil of the world and choose God and choose good and choose Jesus. And for my last personal touch on this, well, do you know that the original Statue of Liberty face looked exactly like Elvis, aka Lucifer? And if you've seen my videos, you know who I say Elvis became after he faked his death, right? So literally some of you may have voted for Satan himself, who was released for a little while to deceive the nations. Entertainment only, of course.
You can get this fixed now and pay later. You can get this fixed now and pay later. And this. Get it fixed now and pay later in 4 interest.
How deep down the rabbit hole have you?
Nah, Elvis crazy. Nigga, what?
The nations. Entertainment only, of course.
I'm on Ice Cube album, right?
That's crazy, cuz. That's wild, actually. Like, what? Elvis? Huh?
I just found out yesterday I'm on Ice Cube new album. I'm on Ice Cube.
How deep down the rabbit hole?
let that breathe. I gotta let that joint breathe for a little bit. That's crazy, son. Staying away from that guy's related name right now. I don't even want to say that guy's name. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
I don't believe the earth is flat and stationary because I believe in the Bible. I believe in the Bible because the earth is flat and stationary. You know who else knows the earth is flat and stationary? Your U.S. government. You want to see where I found that? A little known place called the Library of Congress. Map of the square and stationary earth. Right at the Library of Congress. LOC.gov. Congress. LOC.gov. But guess what? This isn't the only one. Nope. Library of Congress, new and correct map of flat, stationary Earth, where the center is the North Pole, and east goes in circles, and west goes in circles, and south goes away. South Circle. Antarctica. South Circle. Australia is south because everything away from the center is south, and east and west are circles around the center. And it says here about the sun. The light travels east and west because the sun circles around us, east to west. Now, why would the Library of Congress have such interesting maps? Just from 1920, but we've known the Earth was a globe for hundreds and hundreds of years. I mean, Galileo proved gravity, and Copernicus proved it. We've known it. Well, maybe these guys and the guys who run that don't want you to know where you live, because, like I said in the beginning, it will prove to you that the Bible is true, and they all hate God, and they all hate Jesus. And they subtly program your mind to make you think that a stationary, flat Earth is stupid too. Have a listen.
Future, they want to be stuck in the past. We've heard this kind of thinking before.
This guy, this muncher right here.
It's terrible thinking, right?
Let me tell you something.
So terrible.
Sausage muncher.
If some of these folks were around when Columbus set sail,
when he could have sailed over the edge of the flat Earth. That's what they do to make you think it's stupid.
They must have been founding members of the Flat Earth Society. They would not have believed
That's right.
that the world was
Mock
round.
it. Mock it. You see, I used to think the Bible was all allegorical and nonsense. And then I figured out where I lived. And I figured out that the Bible is maybe the only truth left. And did you know there's 200 Bible verses telling all of us where we live? 200 of them. The Bible is a flat earth book. It goes on and on. The earth is on pillars. It's immovable. So many. Over and over and over again. All talking about stationary, flat, corners, immovable, on and on. I mean, if you're someone that already believes the Bible and you think you live on a globe still, well, guess what? Have you ever heard of biblical cosmology? You know, the belief that they all used to have, all the ancient civilizations leading up to ours, who is supposedly the most civilized and technologically advanced. Have you heard of the pyramids? Do you know we can't reproduce how they made the pyramids? Oh, and you think slaves pulled them up? That's great. Hilarious, in fact. You see, if you're a Christian and you still live in a globe, shame on you for not spending time on actually reading the Bible with fresh eyes instead of the indoctrinated eyes that all the seminaries indoctrinate their pastors with, just like the public education system. There's an agenda to hide God from you and to hide the fact that we live in a spiritual realm and not a spinning ball. And I'm just here trying to help you figure that out. Biblical cosmology, flat, enclosed with the firmament and water above, and then above there, that's our good buddy God. You should get to know him. He doesn't want you living on a ball. But of course, all this is for entertainment purposes. I know that the Library of Congress has this in their archives just for funsies. On the satire account, entertainment only.
The body scanner reveals the brutal truth about your body that you're...
That's crazy.
I don't believe the earth is flat and stationary. But of course, all this is for entertainment. You should get to know him. He doesn't want you living on a ball. But of course, all this is for entertainment purposes. I know that the Library of Congress has this in their archives just for funsies.
This is crazy, bro. Damn. New correct map of the flat surface stationary Earth. Okay. Government. So,
On the satire account, entertainment only.
Have you ever wanted to see your home from space? With this,
I'm on Ice Cube album, right?
I don't believe the Earth is flat.
I'm on Ice Cube album.
In fact, I even think that we should bring back, public executions on certain people. No, but think about it. I think that, and you guys should laugh, but it should be done. And no, you guys should laugh, but think about it. Some of these crimes are so heinous against humanity that it must be done as a statement and not say that, we're gonna make you a sympathy. So, for example, I think that Luigi Maggioni guy, I think he should get the death penalty. I think that if you're gonna go kill someone in the back of the head in the streets of New York, and act as if I should be sympathetic because you didn't get a healthcare premium you didn't like, I think you should get the death penalty for that. I think if you take a life, your life should be taken, and it should be done, obviously, through a jury of the peers. So anyway, that's how I would respond to that. It's the administration of justice, and it's also, more specifically, the life in the womb has not hurt anybody else.
Right.
The person on death penalty definitionally has hurt somebody else's life.
Thank you. And then
appreciate it. Yes.
I love how this video got no views. I love it. What's up with that, YouTube? Oh man, y'all gotta do better, baby. Y'all gotta do better. Like what? Like, what's going on with these inconsistent views, bro? I'm gonna let that one breathe. We're gonna tap in.